Cooper here. Senior cats will forever hold a special place in my heart. Knowing they can spend years in shelters without a single adoption application breaks my heart. They need a loving home as much as all the abandoned stray kittens. But sadly, people usually adopt the younger cats. Recently, I stumbled upon Hang's story, and it restored my faith in humanity. Hang's fiance, Kyle, wanted to adopt a dog for as long as he can remember. Whenever he asked her about it, she always said no. She grew up in a petless household as her mother believed that cats and dogs are stinky animals who ask for too much attention. Since she never owned a pet, she was a bit afraid to adopt. One day she finally gave in and agreed to go with Kyle to the local shelter in New Jersey. I figured I can look around and see if I see a cute dog. I might warm up to the idea of having a pet, especially if they needed a home. However, once they arrived at the shelter, they were informed that the dog area was being renovated and they could only introduce them to cats that desperately needed a home. The couple agreed, thinking they would just look at the cats and go home. However, destiny had something else planned for them. The shelter staff introduced them to a cat named Beppo, a senior sweetheart with the most gorgeous fluffy coat. Beppo had cloudy eyes and had been in the shelter for quite some time without a single adoption application. Hang instantly fell in love with Beppo, and before she knew it, she filled out an application paperwork. 1 week later, the sweet senior fluff ball was on his way to his forever home. Since he spent years in the shelter environment, poor Beppo was afraid at first. He was hiding behind the toilet, behind the bed, and even behind the dresser, under the dresser. She was afraid she might be doing something wrong, as she said, "I was also scared because I didn't know if I was a good cat mom. I literally felt bad that I brought him home from the shelter. That's how bad it was." Little did she know it was the best decision she ever made. Beppo only needed a few days to adjust to his new environment, and his behavior was perfectly normal. However, almost a week later in his new home, Beppo almost gave his parents a heart attack. As she explained, somehow he found a way to get in a hole in their wall. While they were freaking out on how to get him out, he came out like everything was normal. Beppo started exploring around the house, feeling more comfortable around his new parents. And as Hang mentioned, slowly and eventually, I feel like he got used to the movements around the home and that I wasn't a threat and not there to hurt him. One thing that truly made my day was when she realized just how perfect a cat is as a pet. Everything she thought about cats being stinky and wanting too much attention was wrong. She and her fiancé fell head over heels for sweet Beppo, and she advocates for senior cats now. Adult cats are amazing. Sometimes I think about how I met him randomly at the shelter and what could have happened if I didn't meet him or give him a chance because I thought I wasn't ready for a pet. I'm beyond grateful for people like Hang and Kyle because they provided Beppo with a loving forever home. He will always be safe with them, not having to worry about spending his life at a shelter. And that's the way it should be. Cooper here. Ciao.